And you're probably not going to get this information unless you ask about it. So I'm going to share it with you today. And it's very important. And you're going to know why I was talking about frame and sash. All right, so two main installation methods. One is called a pocket, just like the pocket in your pants. And my pocket happens to be empty, which is not good. So just remember a pocket. Remember me pulling my pocket out of my pants there. Help you remember that. The other one is called full frame. I'll explain that right after I explain pocket. So in a pocket installation, remember I talked about the sash, the parts that go up and down and the double hung? The installer is going to take those out of the existing window. He's probably going to throw them in the dumpster. And he's going to take some other parts of the window off. I talked about a jamb. There's a thing called a jamb liner. Don't really need to write this down, just understand that he's going to take the sash and some other parts of the window, throw those away. What he's not going to remove is the frame. So the frame of the old window in a pocket install is going to remain. Okay? Now what do you think is going to happen if you try to put the same size window in the old window frame? The new window, which has a frame and a sash, it's not going to fit. So you've got to make it a little bit smaller. Okay? So you need to understand, when you do a pocket replacement, and the old frame from the old window is still in the opening, and he puts the new window inside of that, the window you're getting is going to be a little bit smaller. That may not matter to you, but just understand that's how it happens. The other part of this is that the frame of the old window is still there. So it might be in good shape, it might not be in good shape. He's going to determine that. If it's in good shape, he's going to leave it. If it's not in good shape, he's going to have to remove that old frame. Now when he or she does that, the only option now is to put wood back in the opening. And unfortunately, that's probably not a treated material. So I'm not going to get too deep into that, but just understand you're going to have the old frame. So why would you do that type of installation? And what type of window is it very common in? Well, it would make sense that it would be more common with vinyl or fiberglass because they're less costly windows, and you're using an installation method that is less costly. So the pro is that it helps reduce the cost of window replacement. It takes less time to do that as well, and time is money. What are the cons? Well, we talked about that. You'll see it up on the screen. Final thing I did talk about, I'll talk about it now. When you replace an entire window, the old frame along with the sash, you have the opportunity to re-insulate the window. And it might not have been done well when you put the first set of windows in. Maybe it's 40 years old. Your windows are 40 years old. This couple of windows are 40 years old. Might have insulated it very well back then, or not very well because energy wasn't as costly. People didn't care about it so much. But today, no time soon are energy costs going to go down. They're only going to go up. So you want to be very conscious about how you install the window and how it gets re-insulated. So here's the bottom line on the pocket installation. If your home construction, your budget and your time restricts you from going with a full frame replacement, which I'm going to talk about in a minute, then a pocket replacement is for you. Is it as good? I think every window person breathing would tell you that it's not, but it is an option. And it's very common. And that's what makes, along with the product materials, product style and the installation is what makes a window less money or more money. Okay. Any questions on a pocket install before we go to the full frame? Okay, great question. What is the wood buck on 2B? The wood buck, a wood buck is a term for reframing. If we were to put, excuse me, to walk in front of the frame, if we're going to leave this old frame in and it's rotted and we need to take it out, once we pull the old sash out, we've got to put something back in there because we've already got this window manufactured. So, it has to remove the bad parts of the frame. It might only be one side, and then he's got to go to the lumber yard and buy some lumber. The problem with that, it's not treated. When you buy a new window, the frame of the window is going to be treated. Okay? All right.
One other thing.
Yes.
If there's clay already on my windows, spreading on the outside of the window, do just the cladding.
Okay, question is if I have cladding, aluminum or vinyl, on the original window, and I do a pocket replacement, is that cladding still good? I'm going to say yes. It's certainly going to be better than the frame. Now, in terms of structural, it's probably still as good. Fade, it's probably not the same color it was 20 years ago. Okay? Answer your question?
Yeah, but the job can still be done.
Job can still be done, yes. Okay. So let's move to the full frame. Any other questions on pocket? All right, let's move to a pocket, or to a full frame replacement. In this case, the entire window, your original window, is going to come out of the opening. He's going to do the same thing he did before. He's going to pull out the sash, throw them in the garbage. He's probably going to take a Sawzall and cut part of the frame of the old window.